covered both ECC and S4HANA. Hence, latest news is some SAP has extended their support for uh, ECC. Previously, it was discussed like 2025, and then they have extended to 2027 and support up to 2030. Recently, they have given a deadline for 2033. It has been extended due to complexity of conversion from ECC to S4HANA. So we discussed both. This is also important. There are ECC still they can go for whomsoever they want to implement their ECC also. Okay, right. To implement for any business non-SAP to SAP in ECC they have introduced a SAP methodology, and S4HANA from scratch implementation they have introduced Activate methodology. There are several changes between ECC and S4HANA. So I will explain now. Let's see. For example, IBM is consultancy, means they support for any clients. It may clients may Apple or Tesla or Nestle or Amazon or General Electronics or Walmart. It could be anything. For example, I'll take okay. You are the employee of IBM. They recruited as a consultant. You works under consultant. Okay, this will be provided. This is service based sector. If you see top companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, KPMG, Deloitte, IBM, HP, these are providing services to the manufacturing companies. We call it as consultancy services. Okay, they will provide consultancy services. Now suppose IBM is your payroll company where they have recruited you as a consultant. Right? Apple now they want to switch to non-SAP to SAP, which means as of now they're into non-SAP. We call it as legacy also, non-SAP system. Also we call it as terminology legacy. Now for their business operations, they want to implement ERP into SAP. Okay, SAP ERP software they have to get installed. They have to implement. Apple approaches there are many consultancy services they provide in the market. Suppose IBM has a consultant like you, and they will be providing guidelines where SAP has given step-by-step process how to configure Apple business process to transmit from non-SAP to SAP. For this, IBM sent these consultants, particular module consultants to the Apple. They must understand how their current business process they are running. We called it as in SAP terminology as is process and to be process. As is means current business process. How they're doing? They're using third-party systems, or what is the process they're following? Current business process. The consultants need to understand how they are right now operating their business operations. After understanding this, as is to be, how it's going to be in SAP. This is SAP has suggested how best practices they have provided services with all the clients, and how it's going to be they have suggested step-by-step process. Okay, how it's going to be in SAP. To be in SAP. Those current business operations are converted into SAP. Then onwards they can use SAP operation in the ERP system. Okay, got it? Right. To do to be process, they have introduced in ECC. We are discussing ECC. After this, S4HANA will discuss ECC implementation. Implementation. Okay. Now, in this scenario, SAP has come up with step-by-step process whomsoever they are switching to SAP from legacy, they come up with ASAP methodology. ASAP methodology, right? We called it as accelerated. Accelerated. Yeah, SAP methodology. SAP methodology. Which means it consists of guidelines to implement SAP, that is step-by-step process as given by the SAP. You no need to do your own. You need to follow guidelines. From starting enterprise structure to copy controls, what settings needs to be set up in the SAP. I can say consists of the guidelines to implement SAP ERP. This is guidelines as given. Step-by-step process of implementation. Okay. For this, there will be 5 phases as being given by SAP as a part of the SAP methodology. We follow those methodology. These phases are okay. 5 phases is given by SAP to implement any business process. For unique clients, they can go for these 5 phases. Okay. Those are, first one is right. First one is project preparation. Project preparation. Project preparation. Okay. And the next one is business blueprint. Business blueprint. Third one is realization. The fourth one is final preparation. Final preparation. The fifth one is go live and support. We can call this hypercare support. Go live and support. And support. Okay, these are the 5 phases as given by the SAP. To be brief, to make you understand S4 HANA, they have extended one more step, and this phases also we can cover for your understand. I will give steps here, but I will go for explanation of all this ECC. Then we go for Activate methodology. Here they have come up with first one is a discover, Next one is prepare. Third one is explore. And fourth one is realize. And fifth one is deploy. And sixth one is run. The sixth one has been added. But this is Activate methodology steps. Okay, there are some similar kind of things. So after understanding of ECC, we can go for this. I'll explain. So first we go for project preparation. Right. Now, project preparation is, as a consultant, you may not involve in this phase. Hence, it is management from implementation partner, and the management from client will involve in this project preparation, because they may discuss how to set up, how to prepare for next further steps, how to implement. They both involve, and they do discussion of further how best they can do it. Okay, right. So as the management from implementation partner, in this scenario implementation partner means IBM. Management from implementation partner, and the management from client means Apple, will involve and discuss how best they can move further. Okay. Right. So they discuss how many user licenses required. So I'm simplifying. They discuss how many user licenses required. Right. They decide how many licenses they have to purchase from the SAP. If based on complexity of their business operations, they have to purchase license, how many end users they decided, and based on that they purchase the license. Yearly, the client has to pay some amount for license cost to SAP. Okay. Secondly, landscape. Landscape, which means arrangement of the servers. They decide how many servers to be purchased. SAP suggests at least they need development server with it as dev. Simply we can call it as dev, right? And quality development server, we do configurations and settings on the needful developments. It may be ABAP development server. And quality server, okay, QAS. After development, we do testing in the quality system, whether working as expected or not. Similarly, production. They can have pre-production and production also. Production, this is minimum servers suggested, and in development system they have another like sandbox. They have here sandbox. It's trial, like a rough draft they can do needful before doing the settings in the development system. and master data transactions are available, they do test before moving to development set. Okay, system or server you can call it. Then golden, golden client or server you can call it as, where limited people has access for it. Management side, they do needful settings and configurations, but they cannot do testing here since master data transaction data may not be available in golden client. And testing can be done as I discussed for sandbox. Master data transaction data will be there. Then you do needful testing as expected working or not, whatever the scenarios they have tested. This is development. After this development, they move all the configuration changes from development to quality. This we call as TRs, transport request. TRs, as we know, after configuration, all configuration settings is under transport request. This transport request. We have already done from enterprise structure to copy control all concepts. Whenever do configuration, system saved under transport request. This has been again split into two types. Okay, so this I will explain in realization phase. So this is minimum basics we have to know. Third one is landscape completed after infrastructure. Um, so means they decide how many new systems to be purchased to meet the number of license, and they have to arrange the consultant facilities, and they decided where they have to set up VPNs connectivity. Like this, all they discuss what are the needful setup they have to arrange, right? So based on this infrastructure, they will be assigning. It's covered under how many is to be purchased. I'll give briefly whether where to keep the servers and its security. Servers and security, right? And where they have to set up the VPN. Let's come okay, VPN connectivity setup. Okay, these are minimum infrastructure they have to set up. In this phase only, they will decide. Next, all fine. Then, how many consultants they have to work for this project, and they have to arrange consultant facilities. Consultant facilities. Whether it is they decide domestic or they have any foreign. Okay. If it is domestic, all consultants go to the client place to implement SAP. If it is foreign, so some people work from domestic. We called it as offshore. Domestic client. If the Apple has, okay, India, if they have India, they can work with the where the location is. All consultants can move, and this will be taken by facilities by the Apple. If it is foreign, okay, in a team, required person based on this management decision, they can move to foreign. How many consultants, whoever good experience exposure into SAP, minimum people they go and they visit directly to the plant location. They can understand by asking daily basis. They gather the requirement. We call it this on-site. You can see many people getting on-site opportunities because they're close to the client business place. And if you're working from domestic, suppose you're in India, then if you call it as offshore. Offshore means you're working from India, their office they have, and whoever visiting direct, if they have a main plant in US, suppose Apple, then the core team members will visit to the Apple plant to understand their business, how they are doing as of now. This accommodation, food expenses, and traveling expenses all take care by the client only, which is happen. And they will decide when to go on live. So this is initial discussion before starting a project. Means this when they can go live with. On the timeline they have to complete it. Go live. Approximate if there is a complexity, maybe extend as target date or within timelines based on availability of all consultant and the prepare everything is okay, then on time they will be complete. To discuss all this project preparation, they have, we called it as kick-off meeting. After project preparation, all they have decided, okay, they will be conduct kick-off meeting. Kick-off meeting. Officially, they'll be having meeting and they do discussion of introduction about client, and they have their own rules and regulations and roles and responsibility of the consultants and go live date, starting date, right? All this there'll be minutes of the meeting. They'll be discussing all this, how this they can move further. Okay, kickoff meeting. They discuss introduction about client and they discuss rules and regulations and roles and responsibilities. They'll give some instructions, responsibilities of consultant. Okay, they have limited access for their systems and starting date when they can start and what is the ending date. Means go live date. Okay, meeting itself MOM shortcut we call that. This kickoff meeting, all this they discuss. Right? Right. Now, project preparation, they have discussed all setup of their project pipeline, how it's going to start. It is especially as we discuss management from implementation and client. Then they move further business blueprint. Second phase is business blueprint. All right. Business blueprint. First, it has two documents. As is document and to be document. To be document. As is means, as we discuss current Apple business process. Our client is Apple. Example we have taken current business process how they are doing. And to be means how current business process going to be in SAP. How current business process going to be in SAP. which means we have to map it. Okay, as is where client has to visit. Okay, as is what they do as a part of this phase, requirement gathering, gather the requirement. Okay. They'll assign one core user who have expertise knowledge of the Apple business process. As a consultant, we need to ask the questions how they are doing their business process, and we have to make one document. This document consists of present business process of the client, whatever core user explained. Okay. Based on questionnaires, we'll gather the requirement. Gather, I'll make it brief. Gather the requirement from the core user. Core user means who have hands-on experience, years together. He knows end to end. Consultant need to ask him how their current business process existing. Okay, present the business process need to be captured. They are doing what is she or third party they have, or they have make to order, make to stock, intercompany process, STO process, or how many sales organization they have, right? How many distribution channel, division. This questionnaire is all need to ask. Okay. Together all this they have timelines. 1 month or 2 months time they will have. Make sure this all this to be captured correctly. After the gathering of these hashes to be document, what is the possibilities to map the hashes to be in SAP system? To be document consists of how the present business process of the client is going to be. Okay, how the present business process of the client is going to be in SAP. While preparing to be document, you may find some gaps which is not possible by SAP not supported. We call it as a gap. It's based on the client complexity of the business operations. If they're particularly asking, I want like this, and specifically, then it may not supported by the SAP. We call it as gaps. Right, right. While preparing to be document, sometimes may find some gap. Okay, gaps may be possible. Gap means there is whatever client asking, there is no solution from SAP. Not possible. Cannot be possible to map it. They can clients may go for the customization because standard SAP not providing any solution for this. We call it as gap analysis document. We have to submit if they want to go for customization. Additional development required and lifelong support needed. Okay, right. Um, Gap analysis document need to be prepared and submit to business. This is their risk if they want to go for it. Within this, we have to mention clear description of gap, what they are getting, and alternate solution if they have SAP has alternate solution, and if gaps to be fulfilled, estimated efforts, functional efforts, and technical efforts. Estimated efforts. If clients specifically want, they can go for it, but it is a bit costlier to implement it. Right? This is a to be document. Now, after preparation of as is and to be, then finally go for sign off. We have to show this to the client. Gathered information is correct or not, and to be they may not know very well, but based on gathered information we can map it. Then we'll show it the result after moving changes to the quality system. So before that, we have to take BBP sign off document officially, mail communication, or they'll have to take a printout of the document, and we have to take sign from the code users, because later they come up again saying that we haven't explained this, or whatever explained you uh, consider something else. There is a miscommunication may occur. So that's why sign off, we show all of this gathered information and to be document planned information to them, so that if they are come up with a new requirement, we consider as new change request. Those charges will separately processed. Document sign off. For management also they have to give the sign off. This will happen after preparing business blueprint document. We'll send this document to the core user to review. They'll go through the document. If everything is fine, then they'll be giving sign off. Once core users after review, they will provide sign off. Means this is 100% confirmed. Once sign off done, then we move to next phase of ASAP methodology called realization. Okay. BBP sign off. After sign off, we will move to next phase of ASAP methodology. ASAP methodology. Right. This is next phase is realization. Realization. Right. It means based on BBP document, the successful of your project depends on how you gather, how to be mapped document only. Based on BBP document, then we do needful configurations to be processed. There are two types of configurations we do. Okay, we developed first. We do the settings and configuration development system. In that, we do configuration based on BBP to be document, because we have setup already done based on to be document. consultant will do needful configurations in development system. Okay. Here there are two types of configurations. First one, baseline configuration. There are two types configs. Okay. First one is baseline configurations. First one is baseline configuration, and second one is final configuration. Final configuration. Baseline configurations means which is specific to one module. If you do SAP SD, SD specific, MM specific, FICO, there are dedicated consultant will be there in the project, and this specific to one module. As you are the SD consultant alone, they do the configuration, like specific to enterprise structure elements and Vivo V8 control, Vivo V7, Vivo V6, right? Delivery type controls, billing type controls, OTC setup, right? Output determination. No need to depend on other modules. Final configurations means where integration with other modules need to depend on other modules like MM, SD, MM, and SD, FI. Okay, so SD and FI and SD and MM. Suppose SDMM where we integration, material management, and we have depend on availability check. We do of the check and transfer of requirements and the third party, and we have STO consignment process MTO, like this. We have integration with other where SD and FI revenue account determination and reconciliation account determination and credit management, and we have posting of post PJ GL account postings. Next, some sort of ECC customer masters communicate tab and all will take care of this FI integration required. So when you do baseline configurations and final configuration, system will save whenever you do configuration, save under transport request all configurations. This transport request PRs will be, we call it as transport request. In the form of PRs will be unit numbers will be generated where we can see SC09 or SC10. We can see and we can release it. We can the transport request. I'll keep this one again. It has divided PRs divided into two types. Okay, one is customizing request, another one is workbench request. All functional consultant they do, right? It will save under customizing request. In case of Workbench request, ABAP basis, whatever development objects, it will save in the workbench request. Functional consultant will do needful configuration, save under customizing request, workbench, ABAP and basis. These are we called as technical consultant. Okay. Basis. Technical consultant. Okay. Some of the SD objects also it will save like condition table, whenever create condition tables and access sequence. Access sequence. Whenever you create, this will be saved under workbench request only. These are cross claim. Okay. This will be saved under workbench request. After consolidation of, because this transport request has to move from development to quality system. Till now, we do these configurations, baseline and final, in development system. This will be saved under transport request. If it is functional side, customizing request. In case of development of technical things will be saved under workbench request. So if you are responsible functional side, this TRs, it's divided two types, right? This again split into two types. TRs split into two types, means saving this database table. Two types. Those are first one is parent request, parent request and child request. Okay. First need to release child request, then parent request. Need to release parent request, then need to release first a child request. Sorry, child request, then parent request. Right after releasing of these first child and parent request, we have to consolidate and send it to the basis consultant. They will be take care to moving these TRs into the quality system for testing purpose. Consolidate all TRs into Excel and send to basis. Consultant to move the changes into quality system for testing. Because we have test system and development system, we have access for our consultant, but business they don't have access to test the scenarios in development system. Hence we move the changes for testing purpose quality system. Quality system, once they move the changes, as a consultant we have to do one time for testing whether this properly move the changes or not. Sometimes the changes will not reflect in quality system as we did in the development system. So we have to cross check, we need to test one time, then we ask business to test these scenarios, then they do testing. And as a part of testing we have to do testing. There are two types of testing we have in this scenario also. We do unit testing and integration testing. Because the above scenarios we have done baseline configuration specific to one module. final configuration. Both we have done. So relevant testing also we have to do. So in these scenarios, first one is we have unit testing, unit testing, and second one is integration testing. Unit testing means specific to one module. The second specific to one module. And this integration testing means where integration with other modules depends on other modules. Other modules. In this test case documents, this consists of what to test, how to test, expected results, actual results, the status, and we need to prepare test date documents. All test cases, whatever we done, those documents we have to prepare it. Post testing, step by step process, because business has to review, they have to check this again, they have to test similarly how we do. They don't know about the step by step process. Hence, we need to prepare documentation. Next is post testing documentation. This TR moment technically I will show in the system. Maybe next video I will post it to everyone. Technically, wherever challenges, practical I will show in the system next video. Right. So documentation, importantly, we have to step by step process. Make sure to understand to the business users. We need to provide all the necessary documents, like configuration documents for reference purpose, configuration docs, what we have done, and test case document, as we discussed, what to test, how to test, expected results, actual results, status, right? This has to document it, because we have tested every concept. If we do OTC, third party STO, we have already done necessary configurations, and as expected working or not, we have tested. We have faced many errors and we have resolved it. Similarly, we have to document everything, make sure they can do their proper testing there end. Okay. Next, print screen. If you see configuration test case document in detail, print screen we have to take it. They have to understand where this error occurs. There are compulsory errors will occur, so solution has to we have to provide. We have to replicate in the end, right? So configuration documents, test case document, user manuals, and if required any for development activities, functional specification documents. I will show you this how it look like. Which one? Further process. Functional specification docs. What development we have done, and what is the selection screens, what tables field information you have passed, what developer records, and as expected result working or not. This clearly we have to document it. This for future reference purpose. Right, we will be working this with help of Abacus. So further I will explain. These are the phases of realization what we do this phase. Once realization has been done, they move further final preparation. Final preparation. So importantly, final preparation, whatever we have done till realization, we need to give training to the core users end to end. They must understand how to create master data and transaction data. So we have to give proper training for them. There will be timeline. we need to explain step-by-step process. In this case, I'll give step-by-step process. First, we need to give training to core users. Training to core users so that internally they can guide to the web users. Next phase is we have to take whenever you give training to them, you have to take reverse KT. Means knowledge transfer. First we are giving KT to user, knowledge transfer. We have to take back it reverse KT because whether they understood properly or not. Okay, training to take reverse KT. This is important. If they are understood some other way, then again it would be problem. Right. Once this phases has been done, as a part of this phase, training reverse kit has been done. All scenarios explained, they are very well understood, they replicated in the system. Then we need to take UAT sign off again. Because again they will do something, they face again problem. UAT user acceptance test. Sign off. User UAT sign off. Last core user to test the scenarios and confirm whether as expecting working or not. Everything fine, then core user will give UAT sign up. Okay, right. Once UAT sign off completed, then after UAT sign off, we will transport all change requests, means TRs from development to production. We have moved to quality system because for testing purpose only, right? Move post TRs again by the basis. TRs into production. TR what it is for from development to I will mention this one. From development system. Dev means development system. Then we start fourth one is in this phase itself cutover activity. Cutover activity. Cutover activity means uploading of master data and transaction data from legacy to SAP. Uploading master data. Master data means customer master, material master, and CMIR pricing master. MM side info records and material master. They would be and master data and transaction data means in legacy system if they have open orders, open deliveries, open invoice, right? This all will move upload from legacy to SAP. From legacy means non-SAP system to SAP. We call it as cutover activity. And this again, there are two phases. In this phase again, split it like cutover strategy. Cutover strategy. And another one is cutover strategy means planning on when to upload the data from legacy to SAP. During this period, client has to stop their business to avoid data mismatch. So, when to upload this strategy means I'll give brief. Okay, when to upload, they decide from legacy to SAP. Means this we consolidate from the business what data they have given to us. We need to take final approval. Then through LSMW, we can we have option LSMW or BDC or BAPI or IDOC. This way we can upload. And cutover. Cutover period. This practical I will explain further classes, project class. Next, cutover period, actual time taken to upload the data from legacy to SAP. Generally, it takes 2 to 3 days to upload the data based on the volume of the data. So we can upload it. Okay. So for uploadation, we use LSMW as a functional site. Functional consultant. LSMW. This upload, there will be 14 steps will be there. I will explain further. We have BDC and BAPI or IDOC. There's many ways also. Technical dependency required this. Technical where we also need to involve. So this I will explain in project class. Step by step process of practically all whatever we covered, I will explain in project class. This I am briefing. After understanding this practically, you will understand further. Next, last phase. As a part of this, last phase is go live and support. You can call it as a hypercare support. Okay, go live and support. Go live support, which means hand over SAP to client. Whatever we have done above configurations and developments as per business requirement, testing done, everything as expected, then final will hand over to business. Hand over SAP system to client. That is, okay. From that day onwards, whenever we have hand over, that day onwards, client will start business transactions and will start business, whatever their business operations we have done ERP system, they can start using it. Okay, after go live will be support, post production support. We can call it as hypercare support. Hypercare support. Okay. Then if IBM continues supporting for Apple, they can continue support also, lifelong required. Or they have contract with only during this phase itself, implementation of this project, they can give minimum as per their requirement or their discussion during a project preparation. 3 month support. Initially they face issues, they can sort it out. 3 months or 6 months or 1 year based on the agreements discussions. We will provide support. Provide. This is phases of 5 phases where SAP have given to any client implementation of their business process. This is a SAP methodology ECC implementation. All whatever we discussed, I will explain again practical sessions. So just to go through it and we'll discuss further.